Hi there from Bangalore, India, and it's that time to read an excerpt from my book and hopefully hear from you about it. If it looks like you're seeing this shirt a lot, you definitely are. When I came to India, I packed for 3 weeks thinking I was going on to Europe, but I've now been here 2 months and counting. The lockdown's getting challenging. I've got headaches from the extreme heat. And yesterday, you might have seen on my Instagram a picture of a gecko and a pail and a broom. Yeah, I had a little friend who just wanted to hang out in my room, and it was quite a little escapade because somebody else brought another broom, and together we got him out. But that meant we had to leave the door open. And what I didn't know about being in India at this time of year is that when the rains come, which I thought was cooling, well, it wasn't, because with the rains come all kinds of bugs, so many bugs. If you have any light on outside, there's a bazillion bugs. So this morning, along with doing the usual cleaning ritual and seeing what clean clothes I had available, recycling them every single day, I had to clean up all the bugs. So when I was thinking today what I would read for you, I came across a story about my first time in India and what it was like. And I had all kinds of concepts. I was prepared for the worst. Of course, I received the best, but there were still some challenges, just like there is right now in this lockdown and being here for so long at this time of year. So this is a little excerpt about that time back in the late 90s. I was constantly concerned about catching some kind of bacteria during my trip. Cows are deeply respected in India and wander freely up to tea stalls in the middle of the highways and all around the villages and cities. Where cows roam, so roams cow dung, which led to a self-imposed policy of carrying antibacterial wipes and wearing tennis shoes with socks at all times in spite of the intense heat, which is actually 2 months ago. The heat was intense in February, and now in April, kind of off the charts. Another policy I had was to never leave my room without a bottle of grapefruit extract to minimize any possibility of drinking water contaminated with bacteria, and a supply of medicines and other supplements. I was paranoid about staying clean and free of disease, which is why what happened next was so funny. During the excitement of running to the Ganges with Gurudev, I had worn sandals, completely forgetting my tennis shoes and socks only policy. Rushing to catch up with the crowd following Gurudev after our dip in the river, I slipped into the thin, open-toed shoes. I'd only taken a few steps when I stopped in my tracks. Looking down, I saw my worst fear on this trip manifested. My right foot was stuck in the middle of a large, fresh, warm pile of cow dung. Screaming at the top of my lungs, I ran back to the water to rid my foot of the unwelcome gift of India, while a group of toothless sadhus watching the scene unfold held their sides from laughter. And that's from Becoming Unshakable. Wisdom learned on the journey to inner freedom. So after all these years, here I am back in India, and my challenge is a gecko, the heat, the bugs. Of course, you know, we have food, but it's very limited during the lockdown that we had no time to prepare for. And a friend called me from London last night after she saw the picture of the gecko and the pail and the broom on my Instagram, and she said, "You really should share what your experience is during the lockdown." Well, one of the things I can share is that I am really living what I wrote about in Becoming Unshakable and what I teach around the world. And that is staying true and dedicated and disciplined to meditation several times of day. I'm listening to the Devi Kavacham chant, which is a chant of divine protection. Today, I listened to a chant by Ganesh, which represents the remover of obstacles. And I called my Ayurvedic doctor, who's just across the street, and I can't go see him. And he gave me some tips to help cool the heat or the pitta that's in my system right now, and they really did make a difference. I have received so much wisdom from India for my health physically, mentally, and emotionally. And of course, the result is spiritually, even though the challenges are coming for all of us right now during this time, these things, Ayurveda, pranayama, meditation, and the wisdom are constants that are making a difference in not getting lost in any emotion or any fear or any anxiety. And then, of course, being able to share that with others, whether it's through our online happiness program, online free program for healthcare workers, or just calling friends around the world and having a dance-off through WhatsApp. It's making a difference to keep the state of mind positive, which will keep the immune system strong. And of course, these are life lessons for all times. So I hope you enjoyed the story. There's many more in that book about funny things that happened to me as a Westerner walking on the path in such a different land, which is India, made up of so many opposites, along with geckos and flies and other creepy crawly things. And it's just been a magical experience, along with bringing up the resilience from within to keep that smile come what may. Let me know what you're doing to stay strong, to keep a positive mindset, and how you're sharing that with others during this time.